What's next? Talking about taking responsibility for your life. Since I've been working from home and my son has been home from school and my wife has been not working, honestly, our living room is a mess. The living room is basically going to be my home office. It's where I use my company computer and also my home computer. It's kind of like, it's a small house, so the living room is a multi-purpose room. And the living room is a mess. And I could ask my wife, why is the living room a mess? But then I realized I'm responsible for it. Because since I'm never gone, and my son and I are always home, and my wife is always home, basically, there's no time for her to clean it because I'm always there. And I thought about, I should probably clean it, during work time, because it's, the reason why it's messy is because of work stuff. But then I realized I just don't have time. I got to focus on when I'm doing work, and it's difficult enough. Honestly, working from home is a challenge as well as kind of torturous. It used to be a gift. It used to be a benefit. Now it's come out to be a torture, because you want to make sure you put in your time, and you feel kind of guilty because you really can't focus as well. You're not as effective or efficient, so you end up working a little bit extra. Working from home is definitely a challenge and not a benefit. Back to my home office, living room mess. So a few years ago even, same situation, I would have been fighting with my wife. It would have been a fight between the two of us about who's to take responsibility and housework and who's responsible for the mess, blah, blah, blah. But I've developed a new realization. You have to take responsibility. And it also means you might have to step up and take a little of someone else's responsibility on yourself, because what you perceive as equal division of labor, they might be just tired. They might just be not see it as the same. So if you take up, and don't argue, don't fight, just pick up your stuff and someone else's stuff, take a little bit of stress off their life, it kind of makes everyone happy. And as a management style, I'm not a manager of any employees, but I've looked into it, gone through the trainings. Some of the best managers, and for me personally, my experience, some of the best managers who demonstrated stuff by their performance. So you appreciate how people do things, and you notice how they do things, and you kind of pick it up and the manager's willing to do that. It's not such a big deal if I do it. So while I picked up the house, my wife says, well, you didn't have to do that. And old me would have said, yes, I did, because it was a mess. I said, well, what I currently said in the current situation is I said, I'm responsible for most of this. And I think we're going to get through this, because I don't want it to challenge our marriage. Because I know this quarantine period has put a major challenge in a lot of people's marriages. And we each have to take responsibility for our own situations. We each have to pull up our bootstraps and do a little bit extra. Because, if you're a selfless person, it's not a big deal. But we each have selfless and selfish parts of ourselves. So, I always spout about don't sacrifice yourself, and don't take advantage of others, but try to center on your own happiness. And I was thinking about this, how am I going to deal with this travesty of a living room? Instead I said, you know what, it would make me happy to clean up my stuff and her stuff and kind of organize the process, organize the room. So it's not taking advantage of myself to help my wife, because we're a team, and if I can help her while helping myself, we both win. I mean, this is just one of my personal examples, and marriage is about give and take. It's not about keeping score. And if you feel you're being taken advantage of, sometimes you have to stop and learn how to discuss it. So if you says, oh no, you're taking advantage of me, no, you say, well, we have a lot of stuff on our plate and I feel a little bit stressed out by this. And if they raise things up, well, you don't think I'm doing enough, you're like, no. I just want to discuss this so that, you're not stressed and I'm not stressed, and we can work together on a common goal. Because some people enjoy something, some people enjoy others. And I don't mind washing clothes. That's one of the things, although the clothes has actually been a lot less lately. Because, I just changed t-shirts and underwear and socks. My pants, I rarely use them, maybe 2 or 3 pants a week now. And, I use t-shirts. So the t-shirts, so I actually have less clothes. Now, of course, working from home, I have less clothes. So I don't mind, doing the laundry, and not a big deal, taking that aspect off my wife. And I also end up picking up a laundry sorter so that the laundry's already sorted by dark colors, light colors, and whites. So now my wife doesn't have to ruin clothes, because she has a problem with washing clothes all in one load. But that's just, everyone has a different way of doing things. Not a judgment here. Now that it's separated, it makes it easier. Now the whites can be bleached. The colors can stay washed with cold. I can wash in my soap and she can wash in her soap. Less loads we can get together. I can do loads while during the week because I'm working from home. All these little things can add up to make a happy relationship. And then of course my wife was yelling at my son about his room being a mess. And of course I'm thinking to myself, ooh. We're not doing a very good example. This was a few days ago, and that's when I came up with the idea. Well, this living room is not a good example for my son for his bedroom. So let me organize the living room to show my son how we can organize his bedroom. These are all just ideas I'm shooting out because I think my lessons might help others. And if others hear this and think I'm full of garbage, might be wrong. Might open up a communication, because open communication, open discussion, where both sides hear each other's points of view, makes everyone learn. And I'm constantly trying to learn. I'm constantly trying to better myself. I might be 50, but I want to be the best self I can be. And I want to strive towards that. Because life is not about the destination. It's all about the journey. And currently, even during this quarantine, even during this pandemic and this C-19 situation, I am really enjoying this journey. I don't like people getting sick. I don't like being people getting hurt. But the rules that have been put in place, social distancing, wearing masks, going to stores in limited shopping hours, and go in and get what you need and be responsible and no hoarding. I love all these rules. I can live by these rules. It might be not American or, infringing on our rights, blah, blah, blah. In the end of the day, you have to celebrate your personal joys. You can follow the system, but still be intellectually outside of it. It's a challenge. It's a mind game, but there's a balancing act. I'm not saying, follow all the rules and don't stand up for yourself or others. I'm saying as long as no one's getting hurt, it is not infringing on someone's personal happiness, if it's not taking advantage of people, I think we can live with it for a little while. But honestly, only a little while. Because if this pandemic lasts too long, they're going to take away all of our rights. And I can't stand for that. This is just my thoughts. What are yours? What's next?